I get the feeling from the many projects that we're dealing with today and in the past in the US that the founders understand their mission. They received an initial investment. It can range anywhere from 10 to 20 to $30 million, plus minus on a round A. They have responsibility towards their investors, towards their board of directors. They have responsibility to their employees, and I think they understand the nature of the mission. Many of these people are product people. Many of these people, as you mentioned, are technological people that have a great idea, and they want to take it forward. They want to take it to the market, to the U.S. market, which in itself is a very challenging market, right? I mean, when you look at the cyber world, the average CISO gets probably 50 emails a day from people who want to sell him some sort of cyber solution. So just think about how you crack that first layer of getting to that CISO. And if we're talking about Fortune 500 or Fortune 5,000 companies, then how do you do that? So I think to answer your question, I think they understand their mission. I think they understand their responsibility. They bring a lot of understanding on the product side. Sometimes, on the global, crossing the Atlantic, cultural leadership aspect, they learn by making mistakes. One of the things that we try to do is help them not make mistakes that you can avoid. Mistakes that
Do
we've
you mean
already seen.
mistakes? Do you mean mistakes in terms of business, or mistakes in terms of culture, or in terms of
Well,
what was
it's sort of intertwined, because the business and the culture and the people aspect of hiring those initial, be it a VP sales, a CRO, account enterprise sales executive, it's sort of interwound into one mission. And the mission is simple. The mission is, we need to reach the target. The investors have put together usually an aggressive revenue target. Okay, they want to see, the investors, they would like to see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8x on their investment. They put together an aggressive plan. The go-to-market's not 100% ready. The product market fit is not 100% ready. And now you have to bundle up that with the Israeli culture, connected to the American culture, to the sales culture, to the business culture, and bring on somebody who can make the play, who has the playbook to succeed. So I think when you look at it from our perspective, it's sort of interwound, and that's one of the reasons, by the way, that we focus on the business aspects of headhunting, in order to, because of the fact that we understand this bundle, and we want to help them through it in the best way.
So talk us through that process then. So talk us through what you folks are doing exactly at CQ Global, and how you mesh all of that together. So what are you folks doing that no other headhunting system or process is achieving?
So I think the first thing that is important to us is that we don't see this as a transactional relationship. We're here to help these people attain their goals and their revenue targets and reach that round B and scale and succeed. That's what we're here for. That's what we'd like to do. And I think the difference between what we do and what maybe other folks do is that we come into this as a consultancy. We sit down and we look at what are the targets? What are the business aspects? Where's the product? Is it really ready? Is the go-to-market ready to be presented to customers? Is the product market fit 100%? Are the targets attainable? Okay, there's a lot to be said about the targets themselves. Okay, and so we come to these projects and we sit down with our customers, and first of all, we do almost a SWOT. We call it trying to get inside of their heads. And once we're inside of their heads and we've attained that level of understanding of where they're taking this company, then we help them understand what type of people they need.